All right then, settle in. If you've got a cuppa, grab it. Today, we're not mucking about with theory. We are rolling up our sleeves and learning how to build a proper critical path model. This isn't just clicking buttons, this is a real craft, and we're gonna learn how to do it right.
It's dead easy to make a schedule that looks the part, isn't it? All the pretty colors, everything lined up just so, looks fantastic. But peel back that top layer and what have you got? Often not much. It's like a trifle with loads of lovely custard and cream on top, but absolutely no sponge underneath. The second you touch it, the whole thing just collapses into a wobbly mess. Well, today, we're gonna learn how to bake the sponge.
So let's have it. Be honest with yourself. Is your schedule all show and no substance? All fur coat and no knickers? Could you actually defend it if your boss, or even worse, the client, starts poking at it and asking the hard questions? Because that's what we're here for. By the time we're done, you'll be able to build a plan that's solid, a plan you can stand by, one that actually works out there on site.
Right then, let's get into it. Section 1, the foundation. And look, it's just like building a house, isn't it? You've got to start with a solid base. If you mess this part up, well, the whole thing is gonna come tumbling down later on. It really all boils down to what my old man always used to tell me.
Look after the pennies, and the pounds will look after themselves. Simple as that. And that is exactly what this is all about. It's about doing the basics, but doing them properly. We're not looking for clever tricks or fancy shortcuts here. We are just going to get all those little, crucial details right from the get-go. Because in this game, those details, they're the pennies. And they will look after your project's pounds.
Okay, ears open for this bit. This right here, this is the golden rule. The first thing I drum into any apprentice. You have got to know, you must know what you are building long before you even think about how you're gonna build it and in what order. It sounds ridiculously simple, I know, proper common sense, but you would be absolutely staggered how many people leap straight into the how and the when without ever properly pinning down the what.
So now we know the what, we can get to the how. This is where we take that big picture idea and break it down into actual, tangible jobs. And listen, the biggest enemy here, the one thing that will absolutely torpedo your schedule is vagueness. We need crystal clarity, precision.
Just look at this, will ya? On the left, you've got comms work. Honestly, that's just rubbish. It's useless. What on earth is comms work? Are you sending a text message, or are you installing a satellite dish? Who knows? But then look at the right. Install comms cabinets in Station A plant room. Ah, now we're talking. See, it's got a doing word, install, and a specific thing. You know exactly what's happening and where it's happening. That's a proper activity.
So here's a little test for you, a simple checklist. For any activity to be considered proper, it has to pass 3 simple tests. Number 1, can you give it to a specific person or team to own? Number 2, can you actually measure if it's being done or not? And number 3, can you put a sensible duration on it? Have a decent guess at how long it'll take. If you can't say yes to all 3 of those, then it's not a real activity yet. Go back to the drawing board.
Okay, so we've got our list of proper jobs. Now for the magic. This is where we start connecting the dots. We take that list of individual tasks and we weave them together to build the actual logic of the plan. This is where your simple to-do list becomes the engine that's going to drive your whole project forward.
And let me be absolutely clear on this. This bit is non-negotiable. Your logic, it must reflect how the job actually gets done on site. This can't be some fantasy you've dreamt up from the comfort of a warm office. It has to be grounded in reality, out there in the mud, the wind, and the rain. You've got to get in the heads of the people who are physically doing the work.
And that means thinking about all the real-world headaches that come with any job, especially here. You can't just show up and start digging a hole, can you? You need permits, you need approvals. Materials don't just magically appear. You've got lead times, supply chains, and don't even get me started on the safety paperwork, the assurance gates, or trying to work around a live operational environment. All that stuff, all that real-world grief, it has to be baked right into your logic from day one.
Right. Put your quality inspector's hat on. It's time to learn how to sniff out a dodgy schedule. A really good planner, they can spot a bad one a mile off. It's because a badly built plan, well, it gives off a certain aroma. Let's call them bad smells.
Now, if you only take one thing away today, let it be this. Your schedule should be connected from start to finish like a proper railway line. Think about it, a single, unbroken track from the start of the journey to the final destination. There can be no gaps, No breaks, no little sidings that lead to nowhere. A train can't get to where it's going on a broken track, and believe me, neither can your project.
So, bad smell number 1, open ends. What's an open end? It's an activity that's missing a link. It's got nothing leading into it or nothing coming out of it. It's just stopping. It's a break in your railway line, and it means your critical path calculation is completely broken. Now, the only, and I mean only, open ends you're allowed are the official start of the project and the official finish. That's it, no exceptions. And the second bad smell to watch out for is what we call dangling logic. This is where you've got a task, or even a whole chain of tasks, that are just floating. They aren't properly connected to the rest of the plan. And if you've got danglers, I'm telling you now, your schedule is telling you porky pies. It is lying to you about your end date. Why? Because that floating bit of work isn't being pushed by anything, and it isn't pushing anything else. It's pure fantasy.
Okay, you're doing well. You've got the basics down. Now, let's have a look at some of the more advanced tools in the box. But, a word of warning, these are the power tools. They're very effective, but in the wrong hands, you can do some serious damage. So, pay close attention.
Let's talk about the biggest temptation in a planner's life. You know the scene. The boss comes over, points at the screen and says, "I need that finished by the 15th. But your logic, your beautiful reality-based logic, says it's not going to be done till the 20th. So what do? The easy way out, the lazy and frankly dangerous way, is to just force it. Slap a must-finish on date constraint on it and make the computer tell the story you want to hear. But you're not fixing anything, you're just cheating. You're breaking your model.
And look, don't just take it from me. The big cheeses over at the Project Management Institute, they say the exact same thing. Constraints should not replace logic. They're for real-world fixed points, like a legal deadline or a ship arriving in port. They are not there to make your plan look better. Remember this, your logic drives the dates, not the other way around. So use them, but use them very, very sparingly.
Okay, let's get into the two main flavors of schedule. On the one hand, you've got your deterministic model. This is your standard bread and butter schedule. One plan, one set of dates. It's like having a roadmap from A to B. Then, you've got the probabilistic model. This is more advanced. This is less like a map and more like the full weather and traffic report for your journey. It doesn't give you one arrival time, it gives you a range of possibilities, the chances of you getting there on time based on all the things that could go wrong.
But, and this is a very big but, you have got to walk before you can run. All that fancy probabilistic stuff, all that clever risk analysis, it is completely and utterly worthless if the basic schedule underneath it is a dog's dinner. So master the basics first. Build a solid, clean, logical plan. And only when you've done that, only then should you even think about getting clever with the advanced stuff.
Phew! Okay, we've covered a fair bit of ground there, haven't we? So it's time to pack your toolkit. Think of this as the essential gear you need to take with you. These are the core principles you should be applying to every single schedule you build from this day forward.
So let's rattle through them one last time. The Gaffer's Toolkit. 1. Start with the what before you get to the how, always. 2. Define your activities properly, specific, measurable chunks of work. 3. Your logic has to reflect what's actually going to happen on site. 4. Connect it all up like a railway line. No gaps, no open ends. 5. Go easy on those constraints. Logic is king. And 6. Master the basics before you even touch the fancy stuff. Simple as that.
Right then, there you are. You've got the tools, you know the rules, you know what a proper schedule looks like, and more importantly, you know how to spot the rubbish. So the only real question is, what's your next schedule going to be? A proper masterpiece or a complete dog's dinner? The choice, my friend, is yours. Now, on you go.